In this WrestleTalk news, WWE's planned Money in the Bank winner revealed, a major update on Drew McIntyre's WWE future, and Tempest review of Smackdown. Subscribe and enable notification to always on for daily wrestling news videos.
Support WrestleTalk!
We may be 2 weeks removed from WrestleMania 39, but I've got to say, I still haven't managed to wash that bitter taste out of my mouth. Yes, that is mostly related to Cody's loss to Roman in the main event. But you know what matches that in my top tier list of disappointments? Not seeing LA Knight get his LA moment at the show of shows. Man, that would have been such a glorious pop. Speaking of glorious, where's Bobby Roode? While WWE choose to give said moments to the likes of Pat McAfee and Shane O'Mac instead, fear not, as WWE may be set to redeem themselves very soon. Despite now being in a severe post-Mania come down, the always exciting Money in the Bank is not too far away. Coming to us on July 1st from our own backyard in London. Take that, America! Kidding. And who does WWE? Who does WWE reportedly have earmarked for a big win at the event? None other than LA Knight. Yeah! According to Worked Wrestling on Twitter, the megastar is being discussed internally within WWE as the potential winner of the men's ladder match, which would obviously immediately grant him a mega push as a result. That is unless he immediately loses to Roman. Oh God, there's no way he's gonna successfully cash in, is he, Tempest? Oh, no. See, I refuse to let the ever-looming cloud of the Tribal Chief spoil this moment. Come on, WWE! Knight is ready to be pushed to the moon. Speaking of the moon, where is Aaliyah? Where is she? I mean, hey, good.
Aaliyah?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when she debuted in WWE, she beat Natalya in 3 seconds. Then she won the tag titles, Raquel, and we haven't seen her since.
But you did the two.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about Cameron Grimes.
Ah, see, Tempest, when everyone thinks they know the answers, I change the questions. You know who I learned that from?
Who's that?
Who? Roddy Piper. Yeah. Now, in stark contrast to LA Knight, one man who has had to get used to not being pushed as much as of late is Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior's WWE stock has disappointingly dipped significantly since the Thunderdome era, where he reigned as two-time WWE champion, while of course, he came oh so close to dethroning Roman Reigns at September's Clash at the Castle. He, of course, couldn't get the job done, unfortunately, and he sang that weird song at the end with Tyson Fury, you remember. Despite being involved in the very well-received triple threat intercontinental title match of Gunther and Sheamus at WrestleMania, the day before said match, a report would cast doubt over Drew's future in WWE. PW Insider reported that McIntyre's WWE deal was up in 2023, with neither party close to agreeing new terms. While following his Mania loss on Sunday, the 2nd of April, he would tweet some waving hand emojis suggesting an exit could be imminent. This was then furthered by PW Torch's Wade Keller, who reported that Drew had been pulled from last week's SmackDown, as well as a planned signing event that same Friday. While Keller did suggest that this could have been done for health reasons, as McIntyre was reportedly beat up following Mania. Keller would also reveal McIntyre wasn't satisfied with either his current creative or the finances involved in the prospective new deal from WWE. And finally, now we may have our biggest clue as of Drew's future yet. Not only would McIntyre not feature on SmackDown yet again, but he would also completely black out his Twitter profile and delete all mention or mention of WWE from his profile. You love that, Tempest. Delete! Come on, let's do it. Delete. Oh yeah! While this is alarming, as of right now, McIntyre has not done the same to his Instagram. Fightful Sean Ross Sapp would state that he has reached out about Drew's status, but as of yet, there has been no further word. While stars such as Seth Rollins have done this blackout thing in the past for kayfabe-related reasons, it's hard to say McIntyre's situation is the same considering all the other reports regarding his contract status. According to Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer, McIntyre's current deal runs well past AEW's All-In show on August the 27th. So theoretically, they should have plenty of time to sort this out. So what do you think, guys? Is this all just playing into a larger story, or is McIntyre actually leaving WWE? Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring on my main man. He's that bitch! He's still that bitch, and I'm that bitch's friend. He's the sexiest man in the mask. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tempest. You know people want the hot title! My hands are scorching! My hands are scorching!
Shout out to today's pledge hammer. He's not done. Butch Rosser. Make sure to go to patreon.com/WrestleTalk and get your own custom wrestling nickname. Praise be to the new world, Ollie. I'm Tempest, and this is my review of SmackDown in about 5 minutes. We open the show with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as they celebrate their WrestleMania win and say no matter what show they end up on after the WWE draft, they will still defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. I really hope they commit to this brand split thing because last I checked, Sami Zayn currently was a SmackDown wrestler and Kevin Owens was a Raw wrestler, and those distinctions have meant diddly dick over the last 6 months. So again, let's right that ship. They also say that the Usos won't be far away looking for a rematch, at which point they came out and said Sami keeps going on about the cracks in the bloodline, but the bloodline is stronger than ever, and the Usos will become 9-time tag team champions. Jay says he's kept waiting for Kevin to stab Sami in the back, but he's realized that it'll be Sami stabbing Kevin in the back like he did for his entire family. Sami and Kevin say let's fight, the bloodline says bet, Riddle comes out to even the odds, and they brawl. This was a fine way to open up the show, but I really feel like this storyline has run aground creatively. Practically nothing new was said in this segment, and we need some new story beats to justify this storyline continuing post-Mania, and Riddle just isn't enough. 3 out of 5. We then had a pre-recorded promo from Xavier Woods, and then our first match of the night between Woods and LA Knight. Yeah! The work in this match was pretty good, with some fun spots like Woods missing a sliding kick to the outside, only for Knight to throw him backwards into the apron, Woods hitting a double foot stomp while Knight was hanging on the ropes, and a nice leg drop off the ropes from Woods, but then we got the finish, which was Knight rolling up Woods and grabbing the tights right in front of the referee and being admonished for it, only for Woods to then roll him up and grab the tights for the win. On one hand, turnabout's fair play. On the other hand, why is a babyface cheating? But the main takeaway is whose dog did LA Knight run over to be getting this treatment? Man got himself over organically, can talk, can wrestle, and yet he's eating pins in the middle of the card. I don't get it, and I know Sat just said that LA Knight may be earmarked for a Money in the Bank win, but man, I would much rather he get some wins before that, and there is time, but I think now's a good time to start. 3 out of 5. At the very least, that loss meant something to someone, or more accurately, that win meant something to someone. As Imperium are talking backstage, when Xavier Woods bothers them with his trombone playing, Walter says Woods has his attention but shows him no respect and will therefore beat the respect into him, and Woods says he is going to beat Walter for the IC title and take it with him to whatever show he's drafted to. Riddle is backstage with KO and Sami tells him to be careful with Solo, and KO gets him fired up, and Riddle says there are lots of things he can't control, but what he can control is what he does to Solo Sikoa for putting him out of action. The Judgment Day get introduced backstage, and Kayla makes them mad by saying last week Zelina Vega embarrassed Rhea. Then they go to the ring where Damian Priest shows us a recap of what happened to Bad Bunny, and then the LWO's music hits and Zelina comes out distracting the group as the LWO hit them from behind and run away to the outside. We then got our match of Santos Escobar versus Damian Priest, and again this was solid stuff. Priest was able to cut Escobar off with a big uppercut on the outside, while Escobar was eventually able to hit a Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Things broke down outside the ring and Priest took out Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. Rhea tripped Escobar and Zelina hit her with a Hurricane Rana, but Priest hit the South of Heaven for the win. After the match, the LWO were still getting beaten up, and Rey Mysterio came out to fight Dominic, and then Judgment Day all scampered away. This feels like their way of setting up Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley for the women's title, but it is getting particularly tiresome to see Legado del Fantasma or the LWO just getting beaten like a drum on this show. Santos hasn't won a match on TV since January 6th. Give the poor lad something, I'm begging you. 3 out of 5. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez come out with their Beyblade belts, and they get an exorbitant amount of pyro. More pyro than any WWE Women's Tag Champs have ever gotten outside of WrestleMania, and even then, I'd have to go back and check. Raquel thanks Liv, and they get interrupted by Sonya and Chelsea, who make fun of the crowd and say that Adam Pearce is overlooking them, and where is their title shot? And it is at this time that I would like to remind you that the qualifying match to compete at WrestleMania is the only match that Sonya Deville has won since August. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Liv says they found their next challengers, and they fight for a few seconds before Chelsea and Sonya bail. I would really love for title shots to be earned through repeated wins, but I guess we don't have any tag teams in this division after all. Boo. 2 out of 5. We then got the return of Shinsuke Nakamura, who has a new robe. He took on Madcap Moss, and my guy, just holy sh**. Emma tells him backstage that people should be cheering for him out there, and Shinsuke has nothing on him. Shinsuke never won the Andre the Giant Royal Memorial Battle Royal, but he has. Need I remind you that Shinsuke Nakamura has won the Royal Rumble? Madcap then comes out and kicks a TV? Goes like this? The state of this man's entrance. The match starts and Madcap Moss jumps him, hits, and I use that word very loosely, the worst fall-away slam of all time, and that deeply offends me, a connoisseur of the fall-away slam. And then Nakamura just hits his kicks and the Kinshasa for the win. Moss tried to jump him again after the bell, and Shinsuke just put him in an armbar as Emma pulled him away. I'm glad to see Nakamura back, but I think it's time to send Madcap Moss back to NXT. Not to learn how to wrestle, he just needs to get away from viewing eyes for a bit. If you can do it with Dijak, you can do it to this guy, and he badly needs it. 2 out of 5. Scarlett is doing a tarot reading backstage for Shinsuke Nakamura, and then Karrion Kross tells him to go check out his latest TikTok. Poor Nak. The Viking Raiders attacked Braun Strowman and Ricochet backstage, and then we got our main event between Solo Sikoa and Riddle. Paul Heyman let us know that there will be a rematch for the tag titles in 2 weeks at the WWE Draft, and he guarantees Kevin and Sami will lose the titles because Roman is losing patience with the Usos. Riddle and Solo do a wrestle, and Riddle starts going for sleeper holds and holding on for dear life. The Usos got involved, as they normally do, and then Kevin and Sami walked over to fight them, and the referee ejected all of them, which is good. But then just a couple of minutes later, they all just came back out and fought anyway, which is bad. And the distraction of all of it allowed Solo to hit the spike for the win, and then he slammed Riddle on the announce table and turned the table over onto Riddle to end the show. Y'all, I know this review hasn't been a very happy-go-lucky review, but this main event just ruined me. What is the point of a referee ejecting people if they can just come back out and affect the match with no consequences? It's been happening for months. It happened at WrestleMania, and it's happened again. The referees are inept. Adam Pearce is inept. The whole damn system is inept. Also, Riddle is already lost. This main event gets a 2 out of 5. Overall, this was not a top-notch SmackDown, gang. There wasn't a single segment I could recommend you go out of your way to see, and the storyline between Kevin, Sami, and the Bloodline just isn't strong enough to be opening and closing these shows right now without significant storyline progression. We're missing any sort of thread running through the shows, tying them together and building interest throughout, and as it stands, you get a real bland episode like this. This SmackDown gets a 2 out of 5. And that just about wraps things up for me, but before I go, make sure, of course, that you watch the Pipe Bomb Challenge between Pete and Ollie right now, and check out this clip from the latest episode of Cutscene from fellow New World Ollie good brother Luke Owen, entitled Why Street Fighter the Movie Looks Nothing Like Street Fighter the Game.
Have you ever wondered, why does the Street Fighter movie look nothing like the Street Fighter game? Why is this movie, which should be about street fighting martial artists and warriors, actually about a group of army folk going up against a mad dictator hell-bent on world domination?
Look at this.
It certainly doesn't feel...